Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And before I jump into this video, let me just say that our neighbors really like to begin the weekends by target practicing with their guns. So if you hear gunshots, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to jump right into this video. I just finished reading the newest book by Emily Ley called When Less Becomes More. And Emily Ley, if you don't know who she is the founder of Simplified. She runs this company from home, and she is a mom of 3. She's also married. This is the 3rd book that she has put out. And so her job is mostly like designing planners and things like that. So she has her own planner that she designs and that she puts out. And there's all kinds of other organizational tools as well. And she works from home. And so her books are really, really good, and they're very easy to read. So it's not very heavy material. I'm usually able to read one of her books within 3 to 4 days. So it doesn't take a lot to read her books at all, and they come packed full of good advice. This book had so many good things in it. There's no way I'm going to be able to put all of it into this video. There's no way that I'm going to be able to truly and honestly remember it all, but it was all really, really good. So her first book, Grace Not Perfection, was just a general story of her life. And then the second book was called A Simplified Life, and that was more about like decluttering your home and simplifying your home for you and your family. This one focused mostly on social media and how that affects our lives, how we are just kind of caught up in a big hustle and bustle of life, how that affects our children and how that affects those people around us, and how at the end of the day, we're not going to have anything to really hang on to because, well, we were so busy and rushing around everywhere. So it really opened talking about rushing and how we don't take time to really spend with our families and to really play with our kids, and how we're not eating healthy because we reach for processed foods versus slowing down to really make sure we're eating whole foods. We don't exercise like we should because we don't feel like we have the time for exercise. So it was really good. She talked about social media and how we are, how typically we are very lonely people, and yet we have social media. And if social media really connects, then why do we feel so lonely? She talked a lot about chasing after things, and how there's no end to the amount of stuff that we should have in our homes and things like that. She talked about our own story when they moved, and they basically had to live like in an apartment or whatever, like some kind of house or condo or something, I can't remember. But she did say that they took only like the vital items that they needed, and her kids only had certain toys to play with, and she realized how happy they were with just the few toys that they did have, and how it really helped them to create more memories as a family. My favorite thing she talked about, though, because this was something that I had personally struggled with, and it's 2 things. The first thing was she talked a lot about rest and how we typically view rest as sleep, but it's not really. And this is kind of pertaining to self-care. She said that soul rest for your soul, comes from doing something that you love doing so much that you lose track of time doing that activity, which I thought was really good because it really took me back to when I first became a mom, and I would be in between feedings, and I'd be exhausted and tired, and I would just sleep constantly. And then eventually I just felt burned out, like I wasn't doing anything for me. And so I just thought that that was really good. Another thing she talked about was balance, like balancing your life, and how really you just need to give yourself grace and stop trying to balance, and just let yourself lean a little to the left and a little to the right. And that is something that I struggle with so much. I'm constantly telling my husband, I need to balance, I need to balance, I need to balance, I need to balance. And then I'll get like a good flow going, and I'll be doing something really, really good, and then something gets thrown into my routine that throws me entirely off. And then I'm constantly going to him and being like, I need balance. And just her saying that like really resonated with me. So yeah, it was really, really, really a good read. If you want to pick up your own copy, this is what it looks like. I purchased this at Target, and if you purchase it at Target, you get bonus content. So, it was a really good read, though. So, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.